Welcome back to the Nose Plays Endless Legend Inferno. Continuing our game with the Forgotten and the progressive AI mod set to Endless. We are at turn 62, which is a pretty good place to be. Probably about halfway through the game, I would say. Maybe not quite. Maybe more like a third of the way through many games. Um, Games will typically end somewhere between turn 120 and 180. I think the maximum number of turns under a normal game is 200, and on the 200th turn, if nobody has achieved a victory condition, then it just goes by. Whoever has the highest overall score will end up winning the game. That being said, I have seen games done significantly faster than that on occasion, particularly with a few victory types. But it just depends on the number of players, their positioning, and what else has been going on in the early part of the game. Overall, I think we're doing really good. We're well on our way to completing, I think, our second wonder. 5 turns away from that. I may have made a misplay with building an industry building earlier, which didn't actually shave a turn off of this, so I would have been better off just getting this up first a turn earlier, but that's the way it plays. One of the minor civs that's been roaming around, I think it's a Nidia army. We never did take care of them, and so they're attempting to pillage one of our strategic deposits. We'll take care of that with our army. At the moment, we only have a single stack of 6, although I do believe we were in the process of building more units in this city and nowhere else yet. This is a brand new colony. We just colonized this particular region. I was hoping to colonize this region, but Pink ended up beating me to it. Luckily for us, they did take the spot that I think I was going to build in anyways. So at least they didn't completely nuke our ability to use this tile later in the game effectively. We will be taking this from them if possible. We also are in a pretty good spot financially, and I think it's time to consider buying some heroes or some other things that may be of value to us. We could buy out the public granary as a technology, but I think I'm going to hold off on that. Now, we also have the ability to use Dust Opportunist, but we're only 2 turns away from making rank 4 on our infiltration. So I'm going to try to wait 2 turns to make rank 4 and then use Dust Opportunist and hopefully get a bunch more dust. What else were we planning on doing? The highways are going to help us a little bit. But yeah, that's where we're at. We are in our territory now, so I guess it'd be a good idea to make sure these guys are all upgraded to the appropriate gear. Tier 2 movement is important. I got her with the 2-handed sword from the quest we accomplished. Let's look at our units one more time. So we got 1 of each weapon, which gives us both infantry and ranged slayer. We do have the improved movement, and I could equip them with Sharp Sense 2, which is the equivalent of a low-level shield. Also improved vision, which doesn't really help us all that much. We only need 1 unit with improved vision. I don't think that this is worth the dust currently. However, it may be worth it if we end up fighting the Vaulters, and they bring significant numbers of ranged units, which they often do. I believe these guys were all set up as well, so I don't have any worries about that. I don't think there's a whole lot else left to do this particular turn. I do want to try to get to a few of the ruins if possible while the dust thing is going on, but if we're not able to do much with it, so be it. I will probably be moving my hero, my spy, out of this village and into this village so that we can start working on getting that one taken over. Alright, let's go ahead and get going. I don't remember how many turns this dust eclipse has been active. Hopefully we get 2 more turns out of it. I don't want to miss out on our ability to use the dust effect. This will be an easy fight. I'm just going to auto-resolve. I don't think we'll lose anybody in it. Yeah, we barely took any damage. That worked out just fine. And we are going to continue south to take out the village itself, so that we don't have to deal with this nonsense anymore. Get some units level up. New quest added, Wings of Ruin. 20 adamantium, at least for level 4 minimum flying units. Yeah, we won't be doing that. Population growth, and right of way is completed, so that's good. That'll start improving our dust. We have a lot of dust. Probably worth looking at heroes again and seeing if anybody's worth buying. We could definitely use a couple of good governor-based heroes. I do like the roving clans heroes for this because they are reasonable at spying, but also they have some really good dust abilities, and dust is a real important bottleneck for us since it kind of replaces science in some ways. Dust boost 1 is not all that exciting. Dust efficiency 2 is a little bit more exciting. Industry efficiency 2, yeah, that's really exciting. I think we're going to go ahead and pick up this guy, and then we'll decide who's going where. So I can unassign him since this is the city with the highest population. Having the cultist hero here is going to be most beneficial. And does he have... He does not have any skill points yet, so we'll be pumping skill points into this as quickly as possible. He's got 4 turns until the industrial megapole is finished. We do have a ruin we can search with this army, so we will. And our hero leveled up, and we found some palladium. Okay. Go ahead and inspect her. We needed to get... Oh, there was a quest for her. What did we need to get? I think double or nothing. Let's double check. I know there's a quest related to her. Yeah. Unlocking the skill double or nothing at level 2. That will suffice for finishing that quest come next turn. And what else? Anything? I don't think so. I think we're good for the moment. Plenty of pearls. There is a bathysphere for 600 dust right now. There is some potential to grab a boarding vessel or a bathysphere just to scout the map a little bit better and see if maybe oceans are ripe for the picking with a minimal investment. It's going to take us a couple turns before we get to that point, but I'm okay with that. Oh, crap. Well, we missed out on the opportunity to use the dust effect. I was hoping it would last a couple more turns. Unfortunately, it did not. And we literally just made it too. Steal technology. Well, we can steal an Error 3 technology. That's probably worth it, and then we'll leave this region. What do we got? Smelting station is relatively important. Uncommon alloys. That's pretty important. Not sure which one of these I would want to take over the other at this point. Let's take a look and see in our territories. Do we have any adamantium or palladium? And at this point, not that I can see. Clearly, these guys do because they've unlocked it. And I'm wondering if the fact that we don't has more to do with... There's uncommon armor as well. Guardian of Dust. I guess we're going to go ahead and grab this because it's definitely something we need. And then our hero is partially wounded, so she is out. She was wounded before. Let's take a look. How many turns is she disabled? 10 turns. I'm not that excited about restoring her. I could restore her immediately, but I don't even have vision of the city that I want to put her in yet, so we're going to wait and let that price come down a little bit. She did not get captured, so that's good. This is unfortunate. I really wanted to see how much dust we were going to get from that, but I got a little too greedy, I guess. Titanium extractors completed. Let's get our army down here and take these yahoos out. Auto-resolve that, no problem. And then I guess we're moving this army over here so that we can get vision on the city we want to spy on. The other option is to put our hero over here, which we need to do anyways. Which one of these cities does our hero really want to be in? Probably this one, because we have units being made, so he'll get some XP from that. So we'll go ahead and assign him to that city for now. We got some construction we can put into the queue ahead of these guys. The lumber mill is actually pretty reasonable, as is the apprentice registry, so I want to get both of these up. I think we'll do it. We can't afford both of them at the same time. 5 turns. We'll go ahead and get that one up first. The Nydia are now available for assimilation. We won't be assimilating them. I don't think they're a very good unit for us, since we already have a unit that's reasonably good at flanking. And that's one of the primary strengths of flying units, is the ability to flank enemies, move past their front line, and get to the back line. Alright, So I think we're just going to continue. Oh, so very close to getting the megapole finished. Construction is complete of one of our new military units. There's some pearls over here we should probably try to grab on our way. We're already in a position to be able to buy the public granary again. At the moment, everybody's building something useful. However, this is the last turn that this particular region will be building anything. So we could consider going ahead and grabbing a burrow. Food industry and dust. Probably going to build a triangle like this. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, something like that. Go ahead and put this one down there for now. I almost have enough for another hero. Yeah. Probably going to grab one of those roving clan heroes. Specifically for the dust benefits that they grant you, but we'll see. Go ahead and get our army moving. Oh look, haunts. We'll need to take care of them. There's a second village up here of haunts, but we have not quite gotten as strong as I'd like to. Looks like we're definitely getting the megapole, which is good for us. Just out of curiosity, we did get, looks like red was the harvester and pink is the visionary leader, so they're playing really aggressively. They also took the bonus on trade routes, which is interesting. This is still available. Be the first to defeat at least 3 armies led by a hero, not including reinforcements, in order to gain this reward. And the megapole we should be able to grab. Alright. Congratulations to me. I guess let's go ahead and get that built, and then the lumber mill. And then another burrow. Maybe even the burrow first. Yeah, let's just do that. I guess the question is, do I want to move any of these off of here? I think not. I think we'll just get these cracked out real fast. That definitely leveled him up. Only once, but still enough. We now have vision of this city. So we should be able to infiltrate it with our hero. We will need to pay a little bit of dust to get her back. And that will hopefully not take too long. What I'm planning to do is knock the walls down completely so that the fortifications are completely gone, and then we'll just be able to walk in there and wreck. In the meantime, I may actually do some pillaging, which we can start at the moment. And might pillage some of these other spaces as well, if we can get to them before an army shows up. I don't know that there's anything I want to do to this army to make it a little bit more prepared. We do have a lot of glass steel. I could equip them with some glass steel equipment. Let's take a look at that. If I were to... Oh, we don't have that technology. I thought we picked it up, but I guess we didn't. So then the question is, do I want to pick up glass steel technology instead of public granary? So we can start making some things out of it. If I do pick up one of these two, it will probably be the armor, simply because the armor allows me to build the trinkets, particularly the dust trinket, which is really valuable, I think. So maybe we switch this up and I buy that out. And then we can consider putting some armor on these guys. So the helmet that they have is 12 health, 4% attack, 12 health and 10% health. I'm not really keen on that. 12, 36, and 3 versus 10 and 26. So this is definitely an upgrade over that. And then the boots, 4 initiative, 12 defense, and 10% initiative. So mostly 12 defense is what we're looking at. This is only 6 defense. So I like that better. That's going to be 9 glass steel per unit. And we have 26, so we can do almost 3. Where with 6 I could do 4 units. I guess let's start with that. I have 1, 2, 3, 4 assassins. Alright, that's a little bit out of reach this turn, but it won't be next turn. And then as far as our other heroes go, I definitely want to get him this item because he is we'll get him this item as well. So now those are both 9. This one probably was a little premature because I haven't moved these over yet. And that did wipe out our glass steel, so we're not going to be able to do that for a few turns. But I think that was the better play because it's going to accelerate our dust production. And I'll just highlight this again for now. And we'll see where we get. Made some money there. 60 dust and 8 red sang. No, what are you doing? I don't know why it mapped it all the way over there, because there's no way up this. That was annoying. That city's still building basic building structures, so we're fine with that for now. I'm a little concerned about how far ahead of us they are militarily. I'm tempted to just grab vision of their armies just to see how strong they are with my first action, but we'll see. Zoom in and enjoy the pretty pretties. Make up this game, move our guys back over here. You can see we move as a cloud. Go all ethereal-like. We should definitely reactivate that. And 22. We won't be able to do this for quite a few turns. We're only bringing in 1 glass steel a turn. We're actually up to 2 titanium per turn. So maybe actually we look at titanium as our armor choice when we get ready to do that. I could buy the public granary. I think we probably definitely want to get that soon, but I don't think it needs to be right now. And I think I can go ahead and move all of these guys off of that. We can go ahead and put up our 4 watchtowers. They don't really have any significant cost. We could also put up the coastal battery, but I don't see any need to do that yet. I do see a need to go ahead and get some military units down. Let's come back here and let's replace this with the tier 2 again for now, and let's just get some more military units made so that he can get some more experience, and also so we have somebody else to upgrade should our army fall in this little invasion. Alright, they're expanding their city pretty quickly. I think the reason we weren't allowed into this territory is because they have their borders close to us. And that's why it pathed me in such a weird... Yeah. Okay. So we are 1 turn away from being able to declare war. Or we could just give them a warning, which will reduce the cost of that. It lasts 10 turns, so somewhere around 5 turns from now we would want to go in. So let's go ahead and do that, and then try declaring war on turn 75 or so. They like to think of us as insects, huh? They will quickly find out. Alright, let's go ahead and grab that. And end the turn. winter time is here. Actually, I do have something I can do. We can actually... Curious that it'll let me walk through their territory over here, but not over here. Oh, it's letting me walk in. +1 resource on strategics, -1 on luxury resources. I don't see anything that says that we have the ability to walk into their territory. We can steal a level 1 technology, damage fortifications. I think we're just going to wait until we get a higher rank. But I was going to say we could pillage this village, but if I can pillage a different one, I would rather do that. That's weird why it's making me go around. Instead of just over. Oh well, we'll go this way. I'm not sure why the situation is what it is, but we'll start pillaging that village and make a little bit more income. We are now out of things to build over here, but I do have enough titanium. And there's a lot of trees here, so both the lumber and the apprentice are going to be pretty good buildings. So that's my plan for that. I also have a lot of pearls right around here, and we have a unit that I can send out to collect some of them. So let's go ahead and grab some pearls. Send him back next turn. Anything else we want to do? I don't think so. We are low on food. That should be enough to keep us from starving to death. And that should be enough to get us back to growth. Let's check all of our cities real quick. Make sure our food is at a positive number or at least even. That's pretty good. We have a lot of money again, so maybe it's time to... Oh, wrong button. Grab another hero. Dust efficiency 2. Yeah, let's go ahead and pick this guy, or gal. And we will put her in this city for now. Do I have enough? I don't. So I can't quite put this on her yet. It's going to be a couple turns. Skill tree wise, they get bonuses for anomalies and trade routes. So that's pretty cool. Taking care of those. Our economy is really starting to take off, which is going to allow us to grab a lot of science very quickly for a little while. 60 dust and 10 glass steel. Well, that should be enough to go ahead and get that for her. And we'll go ahead and put one of those back over here. walk over there and grab it. Okay, this army's going to head this way. And this is already ready to be pillaged again. Oh, I guess not. Never mind. 4 turns away from being able to be pillaged again. So far, I'm feeling pretty good about things. I definitely am interested in getting better gear on my troops. The problem is we're not collecting enough strategics fast enough to really make that a viable thing to do right this second. So maybe we do grab public granary. That'll get our growth in a few places going a little faster. Infiltration costs, that's really not saving us much. Alchemical alloys might be worthwhile. A mist is also a really cool unit, and it's a flying unit, which is another reason why there's no need to grab the flying faction for your minor civ. I think the central market's pretty important. I think we definitely need to consider getting our approval back up. We're using wine to kind of sustain us at the moment, and that's not going to be something that's going to last forever. I'm going to get that built ASAP. We can go ahead and queue that up there. The other problem is right now we're in an era that's using up our tier 1 strategics. Once we get out of this era and into the next one, we won't have to spend as much on these things. And remember, turn 75 was the turn I wanted to declare war. I'm not sure why it's allowing me to walk into their territory. Maybe it's a faction-specific thing? I don't know. Something weird's going on there. Get him back into his spot. Decrease the cost of units. Lots of extra food on city. I think we'll just grab the food. The flat amount of food is pretty good. This hero has leveled up. What are we going to do with her? We could make her another spy. If we do decide to make her a spy, we'll want to grab this, and then probably jump up to here. The other option is to make her a governor, but I don't think that's a very good one. I think we'll go with that. Okay, it looks like we needed to grab that one. And then this is going to give us her weapons. So she gets 2 pretty cool weapons. What do we have to do? 12 glass steel. Send Zima to the temple ruins and Murin repair her legendary swords. Okay. There's a temple in Murin somewhere. Looks like over here in the corner. So we'll have to save up some glass steel in order to grab that. I should have pinned that quest. Let's go ahead and do that, so I don't forget about it. Alright, we are a couple turns away from doing some damage here. Taking a territory away from pink, hopefully. I kind of sort of want to compliment these guys right before we attack them. I'm actually going to do it now. What this is going to do is make it more expensive for them to turn on us when we go into war with pink, and make them less likely to make that decision if they choose to do so. Let's get this unit garrisoned. Yeah, we're going to need both of these eventually, but I'm not going to go out of my way to grab them just yet. Is there anything else I need to be concerned about before we get to turn 75 here? I don't think so. We have plenty of money. We could upgrade our units. Let's see real quick. We need 1, 2, 3 more technologies before we're able to unlock this era, so not sure we're going to get there before we actually get into a fight. %, extra dust from pillaging. That's probably worthwhile. I am pillaging quite a bit. I don't know how long it's going to take to recoup that, but we should probably consider it. The other thing that we really need to consider is maybe this. Glory to the Empire is a really, really good building, and it allows us to do some pretty powerful Empire plans, but it's not as critical right now. I think we're going to just go ahead and buy the Central Market. And that one, and we'll queue that one up. Alright. So this is about the turn that we want to consider forcing our will on these guys with a little bit of diplomacy. We can declare war. Now, the one problem I have with this is we're 6 turns away from an empire plan, and we are not going to have very much in the way of influence to do any kind of a good empire plan. So, yeah, we might as well go ahead and spend it this way then. War has been declared. What are they doing? They're trying to get bells and whistles on us, so they know that we are here. I don't really want to get caught, and we're 2 turns away. I could go ahead and damage their fortifications. I guess we're going to give it a chance and see what happens. There's a good chance that we're going to get caught, but we'll just have to see what happens. I'm going to wait here so we can pillage this one more turn. We need to wait 2 turns anyways before we go in. So yeah. Okay, open wounds is annoying. Glimpse into another era. Somebody's already at era 5. It's getting out of hand. We can go ahead and pillage this again. We are 1 turn away from making to tier 2, which we will do here in a second. And then we're going to go and take this city. What do the rest of my cities need to be doing? Anything? I think they're all good for the moment. Let's go ahead and end this turn. So far I'm feeling optimistic about our chances here. We gotta wait 1 more turn to get this pillage finished, so I guess we will. Quickly Okay, we can damage the fortifications by 50% right now. I really like that idea, but I don't want to do it too soon. I want to do it right when we're ready to attack. So we're just going to wait a turn. And we should get a substantial boost to the amount that we pillage this time. 120 dust, so literally double the reward, just like it said. We're going to come down here. Oh dear, they've got their guardian. Well, and their fortifications went from 100 all the way up to 300. Okay, I'm going to have to take a moment to think this out, so I'm going to step away for just a second, and we'll continue this for a couple more turns. Alright, this is rather frustrating. The entire situation changed dramatically. So, let's review. I was waiting a couple turns to declare war. They had 100 fortification, 2 militia, and no military units around. We had the ability to knock half of their fortification down. Our army could have dropped their entire fortification in 2 turns, most of it in 1, with minus 41. And now all of a sudden they have 300 and they have a guardian. There's no way in the world my 6 units and a hero can take on a guardian. So this is folly. This is not going to work. My best bet is to retreat and hope their guardian leaves. That being the case, since we're not likely to knock the walls down, I think it's probably better if we steal vision of their armies for 4 turns and get an idea of what we're dealing with. We were partially wounded, so now they know she's here. That's unfortunate, but holy moly. Alright, let's take a look at what we're dealing with here. So they're 90s, 250 health, 200 attack on that one. 100 attack and 50 defense. What was the damage like? 83 damage, 114 damage. Compare that with my units. Yeah, we are slightly weaker than their weaker units and substantially weaker than their heavy units. The Dust Guardian has over 1,000 hit points, 400 attack, 135 defense. We're not getting through that very easily. And he does 75 damage. Plus he has the mind control ability, which is super annoying. Well, we found lots of stuff. He's got a stack of 6. These are the weaker Marines. He doesn't have any of the really strong ones in this stack. This is a stack we could kind of compete with, but he would still outclass us in the end. There is no hero in it. Tough, tough, tough. I'm not really sure what to do. I want this region. I'm just not sure we're going to be able to take it. I do have another army over here, however. So we have 4... I have 5, 6 units. I have another stack of 6 that we could easily just grab right now. I say we do that. Let's get another stack of 6. And let's try to do it with numbers. And then we can assign one of these guys as a hero to that army. I could assign her as a hero. Or strikes far. I kind of want to leave her in there, so we're going to take strikes far for now. We'll go ahead and retrofit the army so that everybody's in tier 2 armor. And let's go ahead and get him upgraded as well. I want the claws. I think the claws are better. He's got the trinket that gives him defense against whatchamacallit. I don't want to be over here at the end of this turn in case this guardian attacks us. He might actually move away, which would be nice because it would give us a chance to get in here and quickly attack this. It looks like we do have another dust eclipse coming up. Let's see where he moves. Okay, he is moving away. So we can move this guy in and this guy in. Siege. Let's see if we have 2 turns and we'll be able to decrease fortifications by a significant margin. So then the question is, can we kill 2 militia with 300 fortification, 300 extra health? That means they would have 500 health each. I don't think we can do that. $500 health each. Alright, let's just do it. we're actually close enough to grab our militia in this battle. I don't think that it's going to be all that valuable to us, but the Guardian can't participate in this fight, so I'm going to go ahead and auto it and see what happens. I don't think there's a big difference in the way it plans out, because it's literally just going to be us surrounding them and beating on them. So we either have enough damage or we don't, and we did. So that worked out really well for us in the end. Well, we'll see. We'll see how it worked out. We have a lot of stuff to deal with now. Where do I want to move this guy? Anywhere? Yes, Zima needed to head back over this way to finish a quest over here. So that's where we're going to send her. We also have the hero that was infiltrated here. She has been de-infiltrated, so we're going to re-infiltrate her over here. She's wounded. Let's go to the academy real quick. Is there anything I can do to heal her up? Doesn't look like it. Alright, well, let's just infiltrate her up here. Maybe we can get enough turns to get one of those dust things. Delvers. Delvers actually wouldn't be terrible to assimilate. They do increase our dust output. Speaking of which, I'm going to go ahead and buy Gloria of the Empire, which does give us tier 3 iron. And so we definitely want to immediately upgrade our guys to the tier 3 gear that we have available. So the tier 3 sword and the tier 3 axe. Tier 3 armor all the way around. I don't think that there's any need to upgrade this to tier 3 or anything else for that matter. We're just going to go with that for them. And then for these guys, 2 tier 3 crossbows. Alright. 300 to retrofit that army, yes. And similar to retrofit this army. And heroes. Heroes need to be retrofitted as well. Tier 3 claws, please. Yep. Zima. Tier 3 armor. I still have plenty of money, so I'm going to go ahead and upgrade these guys, even though they're not technically fighting anytime soon. Yeah, we'll go with the claws. Where's the other one at? Is it this one? Yeah. Tier 3 armor, and for the weapon, sure, we'll go with the crossbow and the shield. Alright, so that's reasonable. I think we'll finish a couple more turns and then we're going to end the video for today, but we managed to barely get done what I was hoping to get done, which was take this region back, and we did it with little resistance. Even though my plan for using the infiltration didn't work out as well as I had hoped, we still were able to get it done. So many good things over here. bread and circuses is always great, but we really need the dust so that we can accelerate the rate at which we're grabbing technologies through purchasing them with dust. Highway Outpost is also pretty good for us. And we already picked up the smelting station, so we'll want to look and see if we have any resources that we can start mining. But I think I'm going to queue up the dust building first. The dust refinery is a really, really powerful building for us. Is it worth assimilating these guys? I don't really have a better option. %5 dust at this point is about 10 dust a turn. I guess that's fine. This is going to be a dust eclipse. Or we are in one. So we'll want to try to grab as many of the ruins as we can. Let's see how our stats look now. Yeah, a little bit better. Still not great compared to what the enemies are going to be using. Buildings that need built here. I'm going to go with Glory for the Empire. We're going to start getting this one built in every city we can, so that our next set of Empire plans will definitely go better if we focus on getting Glory of the Empire up in as many places as possible. I kind of want to move all these over to food because this region is really, really behind. I would go ahead and garrison these guys, but they're not going to be garrisonable right away. Or at least Strike Spar is not going to be, because he just got here. He's locked out for a few turns before I can reassign him somewhere. I guess that being said, it's 100 influence to do even one tier of this. I currently have 19. If I put all of these over here, that gives me enough to get to 100. So I think we're going to do that for now. And then we'll move them all back next turn. Notice we do have adamantium and palladium deposits. Looks like 2 adamantium deposits, 1 palladium. We can see it a little better here. So yeah. So adamantium might be a good resource to grind into and get the weapons for. We know we can steal the weapons tech from the roving clans. So that's kind of the plan for next turn, is steal that tech from the roving clans, get this mining done, and then we will be able to build some significantly better weapons. That being said, let's go ahead and queue this up and queue it up here as well. It's a lot of turns. There's not much I can do about that, but we'll see what kind of retaliation we get. going to be able to do that for now, which is fine. We want to grab as many of these as possible. Let's get this army over here. Oh, I grabbed the wrong army. That one was going somewhere else, but we'll send her back. Alright. This army... there's no way down, is there? Alright, well, we'll just wait here for now. 80 dust. I don't have any units in this one. I do have... Next turn I'll have an assassin over here. We can run around and grab some of these. We don't need this many people on that any longer. Glory for the Empire. Palladium deposit. Central market. Alright, that'll be good for now. I don't really see anything else that I need to get done this turn. Everybody's building what we need built. We do have 3 turns before we can do the Dust Opportunist, which we will try this time if the Dust Eclipse is still active. So yeah, I'm going to end this turn and then we'll wrap up the video for today. So starting next time, the major focus that I'm going to be doing is finishing Zima's questline and getting the Palladian weaponry, Adamantian weaponry, sorry, that we need. Move away. I don't want to be anywhere near that guy. Yeah. It looks like he's going to retreat back to his territory. But we want to get that Palladium and Adamantium weaponry from the roving clan, so we're going to need to move our spy out of this village or recruit a new spy to come spy over here. We may even set Zima to be a spy, but we'll see. Overall, I'm feeling pretty good about things. Since he's over there, we can kind of sneak around this way. Search that one. 130 dust. Nice. An attack conflux. Might as well grab that while we're waiting. Okay. So, all told, I think we're doing okay. I'm really concerned that Pink is running away with the game. It looks like they've already got the oceans pretty much locked down. They've got the whole eastern side of the continent. Everybody else is sort of fighting over territory. It looks like blue may be kicked out of the game here pretty soon. Green's not a big threat to us, but red certainly could be, and pink absolutely is. If we can weaken pink and maybe make allies with red and green, that will allow us to prolong the game a little bit and get a chance to maybe win some type of victory condition. But we'll just have to see. I don't know if our military is going to be able to keep up with everybody else's, especially on the endless with progressive, because the progressive mod will take an endless amount of crap and take it to the next level, which means later in the game the AI has even more ways to cheat, whereas earlier in the game they're still at typical endless levels of income, I think. I'm pretty sure that's how it works. I'll have to go back and read the description of how this mod actually works, but that's the way I remember it from about a year ago when I tried it the first time. So that being said, we are going to continue this one for at least another 40 or so turns probably, and then we'll see if it just becomes inevitable and I need to start a new game. But at the very least, I think I've demonstrated the espionage mechanic pretty well, and I'm having fun with the Forgotten again. They're a fun faction to play with, even against an AI that cheats like no other. That was absolutely ridiculous that he completely countered my plan on the turn I was about to do it. But we still managed to come out on top, so everything's fine. Fine for now. Until next time, this has been the Nose Plays. You guys have a great day.